Hey, in this video, we are going to talk about 10 signs of abuse, 10 forms of abuse, and 10 prevention of abuse. We have different types and forms of abuses, but in this video, we are going to make a broad topic, a broad explanation on different abuses, how to control them, and how to deal with them. Hey, meeting me for the first time, I'm MC Wiz. I'm a comedian, I'm a statistician, and I'm a teacher. So in this channel, we create video content about abuse, prevention, guidance, everything about how to make your life easier and convenient for you. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and click your notification bell on, because you'll be the first person to receive message once I upload video every day. So in this channel, we create content about abuses, different forms of abuses, how to prevent it, how to deal with it, how to counsel other people not to make this abuses, because one, our future is brighter than today, and don't let this victim of a thing to determine your future, because our influencers, most of our influencers, the president, celebrities in the countries or in your countries, we never can tell, in your countries, they are not talking about it, and we feel that okay, we are best, we need to talk about it. So in this video, we are going to talk about forms of abuse, different types of abuse. We are going to talk about different area where you don't really listen to, different area where you don't know about abuses. So stick with me, don't go anywhere. Abuse can be in any form, but before we dive into abuse forms, or before we dive into abuse signs, let's talk about abuse itself. Abuse is just the way you misuse something in a particular way which is not rightful. You are supposed to use it in a rightful way, but you are using it in a wrong way. Now, what I use this is abuse occurs in many aspects of life. It occurs in your parental care to the children. It occurs in the way of life, the way you use your drug to make you look fine, you make you look good. Yeah, it occurs in different aspects of life. But today we are going to make an extended explanation on these abuses. What do you mean by abuse? Abuse refers to something you use on unprescribed or illegal way, or let me say that is not rightfully way. It's unrightful way of using things. Maybe probably the misuse of anything. It can be in form of any version. You can abuse a lot. There are a lot of things that you are abusing right now in your life that you don't know you are abusing them, and you are not supposed to be abusing them. But wait, it's not your fault, you don't have knowledge about it. So that is why we are here. In this channel, we create videos on abuses and how to prevent it. So consider subscribing and click your notification bell on, so that whenever we drop a video every day, you'll be the first person to check on it. Abuse can come in any forms. Abuse can come in any form. So the first form of abuse is sexual abuse. Sexual abuse are one of the abuse that is very popular in this century. As it now, at least a day, we have a scenario of 20 rape cases are being recorded in 1 hour, and in 1 month we have 14,400 rape cases being reported. And I want you to understand that out of 10 rape crises, it is only 1 that is being reported. The remaining 9 always keep it under justice. They don't really want to make justice for this rape incident. Probably under this issue, we have harassment, we have rape, we have different forms of sexual abuse. So this sexual abuse is one of the biggest abuse that is really running around every country as of now. And there are some other reasons why these people get abused or being victim. So in this video, we are going to analyze everything. Sexual abuse is just the act of you abusing someone opposite or not opposite, male or female, opposite sex. You abuse them psychologically and you abuse them physically. So it comes in terms of harassment, it comes in terms of different ways. Sexual violation come most of the time. Sexual violation or sexual abuse is also sexual violation. It comes mostly to the girls, but less to the guys, probably to the boys. They really experience fear of it. And the little I understand with my little research, currently as of now, sexual abuse starts occurring between the age range of 2 months old to the age range of 85 years old for the female, and for the male, the sexual abuse starts in the range of 4 years old boy to the age of 65-year-old men, or let me say 65 years old man. And most of these sexual abuse victims are always go through by force. Sometimes most of these sexual abuse are carried out by force, by threat, whereby they'll ask you that, okay, if you don't do this, I won't give you this. If I don't have sex with you, I won't give you a job. If you don't do this, I won't give you this. So it's come along with what we call by threatening. Sometimes it comes by deceptions. So most of the time it comes through deceptions or by threatening. Recently this year we iron it out as not only the female are also going through sexual abuse. As at now, there are some other female that are going through sexual abuse and also going through what they call wrong acquisition of sexual abuse. Some other time in some other video, probably we can treat that some other time. Now, under sexual abuse, there are different forms on other sexual abuse. So sexual abuse comes in with the first one is rape. Rape is when you have sexual intercourse with someone or probably on the opposite sex without their consent. They don't have it in mind to have sex with you. The exploitation of your sexual life, you express it on someone else without he or she willingness. She's not willing to have sex with you and you have sex with such person. It's called rape. We can classify rape because there are different kind of rape, because I can see some other people have their own rape at working place, some at worship place where you worship God, some at working place, some at home, some happens by one of your family member. So but you don't know how to classify them, but you don't know how to what to use to distinguish all these rape cases or rape crime or rape sin or rape victim. So rape can be classified into statutory rape. Statutory rape is one of the rape that is carried out by an elderly person with an adolescent age, someone that could children or babies that couldn't control themselves. It's happened here in some other countries whereby some adults are having sexual intercourse with babies of 3 months, babies of 1 year, babies of 2 years. Those kind of rape is called statutory rape. So statutory rape is number one forms of rape. Number two, acquittance rape is number two forms of rape, which is carried out by a family member, carried out by known person to you, people you know around you, family member, teacher, pastor, anyone closer to you that have sexual intercourse. Now let me tell you, if you are not the one in this, let's say you find yourself in a scenario where they are having sexual intercourse with someone else which is unwillingly or rape sin. So the victim involved and the man involved and the victim. So if they are family related, it is not statutory rape. It is called acquittance rape. Acquittance rape are mostly done by family member, probably stepfather having relationship or having sexual intercourse with stepdaughter, stepsister, stepbrother, family interwoven with each other like that. Or it's often happen when you have family, friends, and most of the time are people that you already know. They are people you trust around you. Most especially, it also comes in form of neighbor too. Neighbor can also be involved. So neighbors are also classified under acquittance rape. The next one we are going to talk about, which is number 3 types of rape, is date rape. You see, it's date rape. Date rape happens or occur when you have a meeting with your spouse, a meeting with your loved ones, a meeting with your opposite sex, girlfriend, boyfriend, when you have a meeting with them and they are going to put, when you have a meeting or you have a date, let me just put the word date, you have a date with a guy or you have a date with a lady, and most of the time lady are always in the victim of this rape. He can put some white or sleeping dose in your drink, and those doses are very sensitive in the sense that if you drink your soft drink or any drink you are taking, you won't feel anything that you have been dropped into this drink. So even you want to get to know, you will not know how to do about it, and it's not possible for you to go out on a date without eating or taking any single drink with a guy or with a lady that you are going out with. Next one is what? Under rape we have what? Stranger rape. Stranger rape are totally strangers, totally people you don't know. It happens whereby you are working in a deadly area or a restricted area that is not supposed to be a place where you can pass, and you pass and something else happens to you. And this kind of rape also happen most of the time outside, most of the time in robbery, when it's going on, when a robbery is going on. And it happens all the time, it happens day in day out. So these are the four forms of sexual harassment. The first one is sexual abuse. Sexual harassment is a bit similar, or let me say a bit lighter than sexual abuse. Sexual harassment is just the way they treat you, the way you are being addressed sexually, but not that you are being officially being raped. Sexual harassment comes in different from at working place, at home, at worship place where you worship your God, a lot of places like that. So sexual harassment, it happens day in day out. So the way you greet your friends, sometimes it's harassing. The way you touch the opposite sex sexually, sometimes you tickle them, sometimes you different kind of forms like that, and it always comes in a what harassment. So sexual harassment is the second one. Sexual harassment, the first one is sexual abuse, where you have sexual intercourse with someone without their consent. Second one is sexual harassment, where you are being treated wrongly, or you are being treated sexually, or you are being touched sexually. Okay, before we go move on to the next one, if you know you are making great value from this video, you are liking this video, give a like to this video, comment in the comment section below. If you have any question to ask me, and feel free to share this video after you've watched it to other people so that they can learn from this. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. The next one is physical abuse. Physical abuse is the aggression of showing other people your anger, or other people your pressure, showing your other people pressure on you. It happens most of the time from parents to children, whereby they show aggression on those children, beating them for different reasons, because of some psychological problem they are going through in their life. If you are being sacked at work, it doesn't mean you should show your emotional or physical abuse on your children. And it also happens to spouse, it happens to a lot of people, lecturers to students, workers to co-worker, boss to anyone. It happens in day out. What physical abuse are forms of abuse that occur when you show people aggression by punching, fighting, beating them up, trying to say things in the right time, but you don't put it in a normal way. You fight them for no reason. Sometimes you just eat someone else. Sometimes you do something abnormal. So you beat children to a certain stage that they couldn't breathe. So all these kind of things are what? Physical abuse. They are abusing them physically. Some people get injured because they are so that is physical abuse for you. So the consequence of physical abuse are very long lasting. The consequence of physical abuse are very long lasting, because it happens most of the time that when you are physically abused as a result of other people's anger, it can also lead to physical and emotional disorder. Because when you see someone that has a slight accident through parent torture, or through parent maltreating, or through parent malfunctioning of children, can lead towards psychological misfunction. Abuse experience whereby parents are subjected children to torture and house arrest because they want to send out spiritual evil or witchcraft inside the children. They start beating them from now, having scrape marks. Some of them have their hair chopped off. A lot of things like that, like different scenarios. I don't just want to be specifically telling stories of people in this kind of video. It's emotional abuse. Now, according to it, it's very straightforward and very simple, but it's very common. It's very common as of now, but you cannot just express yourself without having an emotion or without having a feelings, because feelings are also hidden under emotion. So emotional abuse are one of the abuse that is very common as of now, but it is not widely common or widely elaborated, well, like all this sexual abuse, rape, also emotional abuse are abuse that are occurred through the the way we treat each other, the way we handle each other, the way we talk to each other, the way we talk to people around us. Emotional abuse are not mostly common, but are happening every day in our daily life. Some instances whereby parents attack their children with some harmful object, trying to correct them with some harmful object. Parents attack their children with some their verbal language, some language that are not supposed to be said to children. Parents are comparing children to each other, and this can also be leading to psychological development of that child. The child may not listen or grow up well. When they get to class, he won't listen to the teacher in the class properly. He won't have what they call parental care very well. Whenever they are talking about the good part of every parent in their class, he will not have the mind, or he will not have the patience to listen to such thing, because the way they treat him at home is totally different, and that kind of child can have influence on other children too in the class. Such like that, it happens also at the workplace. Harassment or emotional abuse, where because you have your own personal life, I have my personal life, like I have what I'm going through, you have what you're going through. If I'm using my aggression, what I'm going through in my life to harass you or to abuse you, that is called what? Emotional abuse. In the sense that I'm going through some difficulties in my life, and you are not going through any difficulties right now, and I'm using my problem to affect you in one way or the other, or the way you ask me some questions, I don't respond properly, or the way I respond is highly sensitive that I hate you. But meanwhile, I don't hate you. It's what I'm going through right now that makes you think I am that one, that I'm that type of person that really hates you. So we need to know how to control our feelings. We need to know how to control our emotions, on how to do with other people, other relatives, other family members. So don't show your aggression on other people. If you are showing your aggression on other people, that such things or such aggressions are called emotional abuse. And it's just coming in a way like you neglect people. Some people just talk to you, you won't reply to them. That is what they call neglect, and it's under what they call emotional abuse. You just neglect a lot of things. And mind you, don't get me wrong, there are some times that you just have to neglect some people. I'm not saying you don't neglect people, because some people, they are hard to be neglected. They are not supposed to be listened to, because if you are the guy, kind of a good type, and the wrong type are talking to you, you have to neglect such kind of people. You don't have to listen to them. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, you need to understand that emotion, your own emotion, my own emotion, can never be equal at the same time. So we need to work it out together. We need to build it. So I have to make you happy by talking to you while I'm having problem. So if I'm talking to you, doesn't mean that I don't have any problem I'm going through. So you need to hide your feelings. You have to hide your problems, not to make the public understand that this is what's going on inside of you. Because the moment you make it obvious, you'll be making some other mistake, and you'll be having some emotional abuse with them. Neglection is one of the forms of abuse. Neglection is whenever the parents, the guardians, you and me, we refuse to tell people about abuses. We tell people about what is right and wrong. We neglect our real responsibility. We don't want to talk about it. So if we do such of a thing, we are on one of the forms of what? Abuse. Because that is why we create this kind of YouTube channel, to tell you about different types of abuses, forms of abuses, because the neglecting part of it is one of the giant forms of abuse. If you don't tell people, if you don't educate them about this and that, they will not understand, okay, this is right, this is wrong. If you don't educate people about this, they will not understand it. So neglection is one of the key important things we need to talk about, because if we don't educate ourselves about this abuse, some people don't have the time to learn all those things. So why don't you come out and start educating other people about this sexual abuse, abortion, abuse prevention, and guide the proper way of making me and you taking responsibility, not to neglect these abuses. So parents sometimes neglect their children. They won't listen to them. Mommy, I want to tell you something. They won't listen to them. For some other reason, I am busy, I want to go to work, I want to do this. Some are They don't listen to their children. Did you actually know what your children are going through? Do you actually know what your child, he or she, is experiencing right now? Do you know that your maid is having sexual intercourse with your son? Do you know that your gatekeeper you think is a good man, is having sexual intercourse with your daughter when you are not at home, and she tried to tell you and you are not listening to her? This is one of the things we need to start looking at. Don't neglect your children, don't neglect everybody around you. As a teacher, your students walk up to you, we want to talk to you, ma, mistress, master, we want to tell you this, and you don't want to listen to them. You don't know what is really going on. Sometimes some children cannot tell you the parent, what is really going on. They cannot tell their neighbors, but they can confide in their teacher and tell them that, oh, master, mistress, this is what is going on in my life, and they will have a better solution to it. Some of those cases, you are a pastor, you don't listen to your membership, your church member. Before your church member can even see you, you have to take an appointment. You imagine that. This world is becoming something else. People that are supposed to be with us, they are supposed to make our life easier and convenient, they are not here. They are not here for us. And don't worry, this YouTube channel is here for you to make it easier and convenient. Any question, any problem, any experience you have been partaking in your life, comment in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep your notification bell on so that when I upload video every day, you'll be the first person to show up on it. Human trafficking. Human trafficking is just trafficking human from one country to another, promising them a better life, but when they get to the country, you turn it upside down, turn it to something else for them. This has been one of the things that is major problem for African countries, whereby our related blood by blood or our trusted people will come to us, or known people can also come to us, try to fake us with some little enticement and tell us we are going to have a better life across the board. We need to cross the board, follow them there, and when you get there, they turn you to sex worker, they turn you to drug addict, they turn you to different kind of things. And as it is, human trafficking has been one of the abuse from a generation of slave trade. It's been a long time. So human trafficking have also taken about like 25% of abuses that happen day in, day out in everybody's environment, everybody's economy, everybody's country, everybody's area. It can happen to anybody. But now listen, are you scared of being involved in this? Are you scared of telling people what you're experiencing right now, but you don't want to let people know? See, you have to open up your heart. You have to open up. You have to trust one adult, which is probably your parent, your uncle, your sister, your teacher, your pastor. A lot of people like that. You need to trust one person, and if you cannot trust anyone, you need to find an adult to explain all your lapses to what you are going through. You need to tell. Human trafficking are one of the major reasons why we are on this channel, because human trafficking happens to most, probably in every family, one or two people will experience what they call human trafficking, because everybody wants a better life, everybody wants to live in an enticed way, they want to stay in a convenient place, and all these things can be promised at first, but when you get to the country, you travel with them, probably by sea, by land, by air, any one of these that you used to travel along with them, and when you get there, you are being used for drug business, or you are being used for. Next form is what? Kidnapping. Kidnapping is a form of taking a victim illegally from where they belong to, as a threat, and sometimes are kept as prisoners or are used in exchange of getting money. And there are different reasons where people are being kidnapped. Some people are kidnapped because of money, as ransom. Some people are kidnapped for ransom. Some people are kidnapped for ritual purposes. So a lot of things are really happening, are really sad stories behind all these forms of abuses. But we just need to iron out some of these forms. Kidnapping is a very serious and very desperate crime that is very ironable. This kind of crime are committed by people that their family is not well, okay? People that their family background are like break home. They don't have enough good parental care, and they believe in what they call self-centered. They believe in themselves alone. Let me just make all this money. Let me use this to get money from the rich man. Let me kidnap their children. And even in the poor people, they kidnap. Kidnapping Kidnapping is not for one side of humanity. It is randomly. They can kidnap anybody at any time. So be very mindful of where you go. Be very mindful of how you live your life. Child labor. Child labor is mostly happening or mostly common in African country and Asian country. This is a method, or let me just say the style of which parents are always at home, the period that which the child is supposed to be in school learning with other people and is on the roadside hawking, selling all kinds of source of income. It happens in India, it happens in Nigeria, it happens in Ghana, it happens anywhere in the country. So this kind of child labor, it's one of the things that we need to be ironing out. We need to talk about it. It's forms of what abuse that we need to talk about them. And if we don't want to talk about it, we need to what consider some of these as child labor, by which you use the child to do house help, illegal house help, where illegal things. Beginning to this moment right now, you are the boss in this. I really appreciate your presence because your time is also important to me. My time is also important to me too. I really appreciate you staying till this moment in this video. Prevention of sexual abuse. Let's talk about the first forms of abuse, the prevention of sexual abuse. The first one is your body, because what entices every man or what entices the female or the woman to sexually abuse you or rape you is your body. So your body is one of the things you need to take note about. You need to take care of yourself, dress properly, close every side that is called private angles of your arms or of your body. You need to close everywhere. The next one is what? Mouth. You need to talk about the mouth. So most of them are really sharing your mouth a lot. So you need to know how to talk about it, how to, the way you control it, you need to put it in place, because some cases I've seen a scenario whereby adults are putting hands in the children's mouth and they are feeling somehow groaning. Like, I don't just want to do that right now. Because the second one is the breast. I mean, this is mostly happening to the lady. Make your private part your private, my private part my private, your own private part your own private part, my own private part is my own private part. So make sure you keep it well, dress properly. You see, all these preventions are going back to that body. They are going back to shout for help. Don't just keep quiet and make this torment kill you because you have gone through what they call rape and you don't want to tell people about it. So shout for help, let people know what. Do not follow strangers. Even your friends, sometimes it's not everywhere they are going, you should follow them. We've had a scenario whereby two friends went to a party, the other one go right, you that you are the friends go the left side, and something else happens to you. So you don't need to follow strangers. We just know each other for the first time and you expect me to follow you to a party I don't know about it. So don't follow strange place, like going to a strange place. See, do not go to a strange place that you don't know before, you don't know about them. You just walk up to there and just walk in to the place anyhow. Don't just walk up to people you don't know just like that. Don't watch movies like that are emotional, that are romantic movies with opposite sex, at which most of the time stranger in a room. Know the way you are going to be sitting when you are sitting alone. Most of the time, most girls or most men just normally use their brain to naked you, but you don't know who is. Don't trust easily, don't go into someone else's room. Strangers, don't follow strangers. So a lot of things are involved. Emotional abuse prevention. The one secret for emotional abuse is accept everything as God's will. If you accept everything in your life as God's will, you will have peace, and every heart that has peace will always deliver when it comes to what relating with people. Just like peaceful hearts will never have a quarrel thought or quarrel problem with any people. So if you have the peace in your heart, meanwhile, although truly you are going through a lot of stress in your life, but you don't make impact or you are not showing it as aggressive way on other people, and it's not in the form of neglecting people like that. So as it is emotional, sometimes you feel bad. So it's normal. Sometimes you get angry for no reason, sometimes you just get mad. I also get mad for no reason sometimes, but I don't use that kind of aggression on people that when they ask me question or when they talk to me, I don't use my own personal problem to what affect them. You need to control your mindset. You need to build the mind of what good relationship with other people, even irrespective of what they are trying to tell you, if it is bad or good. And there are some other cases that we are not supposed to reply to all abuse you receive. A lot of people want to be who you are, and they're getting jealous for who you are, where you are, and how far you've gone in your life. So if they are trying to abuse you, you don't need to reply all abuse. You don't need to reply all abuse. You just have to be yourself, and don't just overlook on anybody. Make sure you listen, because if you overlook, some people might want to tell you about their abuses or their problem they are going through in their life, and you can be the person to solve it for them because they are confiding in you. And if you are telling me I don't care about it, this to my haters. So sometimes if you pay good attention and you have great communication with your haters will later become your best friend. Sometimes the prevention for kidnapping: don't listen to strangers, run for your life. There are many scenarios whereby you have the traces that this is a stranger, and this stranger is up to something. So you don't need to wait. Report any strange cases or any strange move in your environment. Report to the nearby police station. If you know that the police station are not working fine, we have many law enforcing agencies you can also report to. So report any movement you have in your environment disappear. See, a lot of things are happening, things are going on. It is you that you don't feel it, you don't see it. It's just pray that you are not a victim. And if you are a victim, this channel is ready to make your life good and better. So don't just end your life, okay, I'm a victim, I want to commit suicide, because a lot of people have committed suicide due to the torment they are going through that victim of rape, victim of series of different abuse, so consecutively. Are you still watching this video? You stick around to this moment. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, because we create videos every day on abuse prevention and guiding. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you click the notification bell button so that you would be notified whenever I upload any new video every day. And any question you want to ask me at the comment down below. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your day.